Hi, everybody. My name is Manoj Ranani. I'm the founder and CEO of SalesIntel, and welcome to SalesIntel's show, The Pipeline Pioneer, where our objective is to share with the community the learnings from our experts, from the leaders, from the practitioners as to how to build the most robust B2B pipeline. Because a strong pipeline is a heart and blood of any organization. And we at SalesIntel believe that building a pipeline takes a village. It truly takes a village to build a robust pipeline. It's no longer just the responsibility of a sales team or the marketing team or the BDR team. Today, I'm excited to have Rowan from Planful on my show. Welcome to the show, Rowan.
Thanks, Manoj. Glad to be here.
Oh, thank you. So, Rowan, let's get started. I would love for you to share a little bit of your background with the community, and also in your role, how do you impact the generation of pipeline for your business?
Sure. I'm the CMO here at Planful. I've been here a little over 4 and a bit years. My background, I actually started in solution consulting, pre-sales, implementation consulting, working with marketing technology a long time ago. Ended up migrating from there to product marketing, selling to sales and marketing audiences, and slowly ended up here in the hot seat of CMO a little over 4 years ago. Planful is a company that looks after financial performance management for organizations like yourself, helping them do their planning, budgeting, and forecasting. And so, pipeline is at the heart of that part of the business. And so, really excited to talk about, how we build pipeline. How I do that today, obviously, I run a reasonably well-sized team to help launch our demand creation, category creation efforts, as well as then all of our field events. Personally, I'm involved in pipeline creation through event attendance, thought leadership, and being a spokesperson on some of our parts of our solution.
That's great. That is great, Rowan. So you are utilizing multiple channels to build the pipeline, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's great. So last year was tough for a lot of companies, especially in the B2B SaaS. There were macroeconomic headwinds, coupled that with everything that was working against us. We missed our numbers. Lots of companies missed their numbers, and the pipeline was just not there. When you look back at 2023, is there one mistake that just stands out that you think, gosh, I wish I had done things differently?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a mistake. It's hard to predict the future. But if I was looking back on the past, the big learning that we certainly had, for us, top line interest, our great, good brand metrics around website traffic, conversion into MQLs, conversion into opportunities, all that was on trend with historicals for us. And I think that's part of, the Office of Finance is undergoing a big transformation. So a little less impacted than sales and marketing teams that were really hurt. But where I think the learning for us was in earlier qualification of those opportunities, specifically around what I call the compelling reason to act. And how that ends up manifesting was conversion rates. And so our conversion rates, specifically from stage 2 to stage 6, we were seeing a lot more people exit than a typical year. People stalling or delaying a project once it had been accepted by sales. And so, how can marketing support those efforts around, hey, sales have got themselves an active opportunity, but they haven't got the qualification or the compelling reason to act. And so how can we support that? But that's where I'd say, our challenges fell in 2023 was just the delaying of projects, the stalling of projects, or, we all saw this, the inclusion of new criteria once you're getting to that kind of final signature stage. So that showed up across our conversion rates from stage to stage once an opportunity had been accepted.
So the learning there was a better discovery.
Better discovery, I think, more more critique on disqualification. But at the same time, you don't want to disqualify, because we one parts of our funnel really fast, everything was moving along normally, and then other cohorts of customers, just all this new complex criteria. Buyers didn't know what new criteria was, and that's fairly standard in this type of climate where CFOs don't tell their whole company there's a spend freeze going on. They just add a whole bunch of friction into the process, and that's what happened.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we learn from them, right? So 2024 is here, new year, new budgets. What's new? Is there any new experiment that you have in mind or you're planning that you believe is going to have a positive impact on your pipeline that you haven't done before?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a big bet, actually. I wouldn't call it an experiment. It's a big bet. And for us, that is exposing our product to more of our prospective buyers much earlier in the funnel. Today on our website, we have, gated videos. We do a lot of weekly webinars. We show a lot of our product. We're not trying to hide anything around our product, but exposing more of that to our existing customers and prospective buyers is a really big investment that we're making this year to overcome that inertia that I talked about a little bit last year, but also to adapt the way that buyer behavior is changing. People, moving further in research and discovery without talking to sales, and so we're adopting technology that's going to allow them to do that without involvement from our sales organization as much as historical. And our bet is that will pay off in terms of folks will understand more about what we can do, what we don't do, and it will help our conversion rates because they'll be more well researched by the time they get to us, and it will also help speed up our sales cycles too, because they'll understand more about the technology and what they can do with it.
Yeah, that's a big bet on product-led growth, right? Because not all products are designed for product-led growth. So is there anything that you had to do to change the flow of your product, or your product was designed to be product-led growth enabled?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it product-led growth. I would say it's more on the interactive demo side, and exposing more of the product through those interactive demos that allows customers to understand how it works. More investment in kind of the product marketing assets and collateral that goes on the website to support more of that, exposing this is what you can do, this is what you can't do. Product-led growth is a different beast, and we're trying that in different parts of our product where it's suitable. Given that we typically integrate with someone's ERP and their core financial capability.
Yeah.
Typically, buyers don't actually want product-led growth from us because they really want to do that detailed rigor evaluation, and so we're trying to help them on that journey.
Got it. Now that's clear. So you're not giving them access to your product, but you are exposing your product through the videos and explainer videos so that they can understand what they are going to get if they go with you.
Yeah, and interactive click-through demos that a prospective customer can use and leverage, and showing how many different configurations of the application can support those businesses, whether that be an industry lens or whether that be a process-based lens.
Yeah, so that's a very, very calculated bet, right? So speaking of bet, let's switch the gears. I'm going to give you 100 pennies to place your bets that will generate the most optimal pipeline for your business. So let me share my screen. You can see my screen, right?
Sure, yeah.
All right. So Rowan, here are 100 pennies, 10 coins here, and these are different channels. As we know, growth comes from many channels, right? It's just not one channel that's going to give you all the pipeline. So you tell me, how would you place your bets? Well, literally, you are the one who is tasked to place the bets to generate the most optimal pipeline that will generate revenue for the business. So tell me, how are you placing your bets this year?
Yeah, so is this in literal spend, Manoj? Like,
resources. Where are you putting your resources to say, is it the sales led or is the marketing led growth?
Yeah, so let's put I guess 4 pennies on marketing led growth,
I love it. I love the focus and the concentration on marketing here. All right, 4 pennies on marketing-led growth.
Yeah, and I would put 3 on sales-led growth too.
Sales. Very
As you
clear.
can see, this is not anyone-led growth. This is just trying to grow. And then I would put 1 on brand,
Yep.
and I would say 2 on customer-led growth.
2 on customer.
And if I could divide the pennies up, I would put some elsewhere. But they're more of the big bets.
No, but you know what? Nothing wrong in being super focused on that. I would love your thoughts on marketing. You put 4 coins, like 40 pennies on marketing.
Yeah, I mean, it's what is working for us today. When we think of where we generate demand, it is through our marketing channels, and it's a combination. It's a partnership with sales. We have a really high performing SDR team. We ourselves do a lot of marketing work. We're efficient with that. That's through both paid channels, organic channels, things like PR and AR. And, some of that you could consider brand, right? I was kind of trying to figure out, marketing being a parent of brand, but we do think about brand a lot as well. It's a differentiator for us in our space. And so, it's what's working. It's, got a lot of predictability around it for us. Conversion rates remain high and strong in those sectors. So you'd be remiss to go and move it all somewhere else.
No, makes sense. Makes sense. Well, so let's take a look. This is how the community has made their bets, right?
Yeah.
Different channels, they have put their pennies. Now let's overlay, Rowan, your bets on top of this chart so we can see side-by-side comparison. Right? When you look at this chart, is this something that surprises you?
More folks aren't using customer-led growth. I think in this current environment, you have a big focus for most organizations on retention and expansion of your customers. And the best way to do that is find your customer advocates, tell their stories, but also use them to help you grow, give them new capabilities. So that would be one that surprises me in this current environment. And no, I guess, the community is kind of distributing their pennies a little more evenly than I am.
No, I love your focus and the rationale behind why you are placing those bets. Thank you so much, Rowan. I really appreciate you coming on the show. I'm sure our audience are going to find a lot of value. And in a couple months, I would love to bring you back and see how your bets are playing out this year.
Excellent. All right. Thank you, Manoj. And thanks everyone else.
Good. Thank you so much.